Hi, welcome back to Twin Takeaways. I'm Akira.
And I'm Aurora, and we got Luffy here again.
All right, let's get into some good stories. Today's going to be spooky. I have some today from Ghost Stories, an Unexplained Phenomena, and a good Let's Not Meet. What do you have for us today, Aura?
I have some paranormal, a close call kidnapping, and a glitch in the Matrix.
I like it. All right, let's get into them. Start with your first one.
You excited for some ghost stories?
Yeah, he's ready to get spooked. Look at his face. It says, I'm ready.
All right, so this first one. It's a little short, but it has a really creepy photo.
All righty.
I had gotten a DoorDash, and the driver sent me a picture of my food, like usual. I consider myself to be a decently logical person. I cannot explain the figure in my doorway. Cannot explain the figure in my door window. I have no clue. I've looked in this doorway about 3 times prior to seeing this, and I'm having trouble finding something that could explain this. The place I live in has always had a weird vibe to it. It's an old place, and I've lived here since before COVID, so this is new to me. I'm coming here more to just spread light on this creepy dark figure in my door window and see if I'm not crazy. This is the picture.
Ooh,
Can you see
don't
everything in
like
the
that.
doorway?
Yeah. What the heck? At first I thought it was like a glare, but then you started to see it.
It's like a
That's,
creepy eye and stuff.
yeah. No, thank you. Good thing I don't look at my pictures when people send me my food.
I was thinking
If
the
I see that,
same
I'll be like, oh.
thing. I was like, I kind of glance at him like,
I glance to make sure it's like how far away from like my door it is. But like I just quickly glance. I don't like look at it like ever.
yeah.
Thank goodness, because if I saw something like that, I'd have to move and have to burn my house down. No, thank you. Peace, Louise.
All right, top comment. Can you please take a picture of the door from the opposite side and retake the photo from the front again? Keep everything as it is in the photo with this view alone. It's hard to know because it could be so many things. The additional pictures could help narrow it down. But it doesn't look like anyone gave a photo. So I'm gonna ignore
I
the
mean,
fact that I said that comment. Oh, okay, keep going.
no, I was gonna say, I mean, honestly, good thoughts, but I bet you that person couldn't recreate it. I mean, and that already in itself is telling.
Mm-hmm.
To me, myself, and I feel like if you can't recreate something like that, then that already tells you what you need to know.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe if that person did see that comment who posted this, try to recreate it and it didn't go well, and they were like, well, that tells me everything I need to know.
Oh, they might have one.
Oh, okay.
Post an update on my profile. Okay, let me go look. Let me see that. Whoa. Okay, yeah, so they show like a video of the area. Let's see if I can go backwards. And shows like the door.
So this is what the door itself looks like from the inside. There's this, which is a backpack that I use. And this is where the picture was from. Now, as you can see, the curtain is naturally like that, and when you close this door, you can't really see that. Even if there was like a light, it's 2 curtains, and the thing right here kind of blocks if there was something.
But yeah, so it's like there's a door, then a door. So that's straight up someone pulling that curtain open
Yeah.
in the photo.
Yeah, if you know for a fact you and no
So
one
pulled
else,
over.
if there's anybody in your household and you know you or anybody in your house is not there when they took that picture,
Yeah.
then yeah, there's no explanation because he has nothing in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like pictures, there's nothing against the other like thing. It's a plain white
And
thing
it's
behind it.
so pulled over like a hand.
And
thing.
it's yeah. So feels like it might be legit, like there's something.
Yeah, feels real creepy to me.
That's getting real weird vibes. Not about it. Did anyone else comment?
Yeah. Another person, are you sure it's a figure and not a jacket hanging in the door blocking the light? No, there's a coat hanging there or not anything. All the interior is on the second floor, and the front door leads to a small hallway and the staircase. We saw that. Someone said, I've had something similar to this. Turns out it was a tube of chapstick lying on the middle of the stair. Nipping on the door.
It's reflecting weird.
Yeah. Turns out it was a tube of chapstick lying on the middle of the stair, about 10 feet behind the door. Scared the shit out of me, as it looked like an eye, just like this picture. The way the light was shining only brought out the tip of the tube, which was white, and no body of the chapstick was black. Is your staircase about 10 to 15 feet behind the door? So if so, maybe it's the stairs. Someone said, but how do you explain it looks like someone opened the curtain to look outside? It looks like an eye staring.
Yeah.
That's
Because
what,
and he showed us video of his house. There's nothing that could be a stair or anything that would be doing that. But yeah, it fully looks like it's pulled over.
yeah. And plus, now that you saw it's like a door, then a door.
And there's nothing between the two doors.
Yeah. And there's also two curtains. So it's not like you're looking through a bunch of windows that would really make it bright or anything. Yeah. So I don't really see an explanation for it. I think it's weird.
Yeah.
If it was me, I would have just moved out that day.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I don't see it being anything else with the two doors and all the curtains and
Thanks.
but it is weird.
It is weird. And I feel like I would want to recreate it at night to see if I could figure it out. But at the same time, what if you can't? Or what if you do, but it leads to a worse conclusion?
Yeah.
So it makes me so nervous, but I feel like I would want to know answers.
Mm.
So I feel like I would have to.
Yeah.
So many questions on that. All right, so mine's gonna be from our ghost stories, and it's gonna be posted by Kenosha Cornfed. I don't like the dark. This experience happened to me last night when I had to go check on our rental property about an hour away. My wife got a notification about 10 p.m. that there was a movement detected from the cameras we set up in our rental property to keep an eye on the place until we get it rented. My wife asked if I could go there to make sure everything was okay and locked up. I told her to text me if any more notifications came through. I pulled up around 11:30 and can see there's a light coming from the basement. Already on edge, I walk around the outside and check the windows and doors. All are shut and locked. My wife called me and asked if I had gone inside yet because she got another movement detected in one of the bedrooms. I told her I was just unlocking the door to go inside, but really didn't want to. Maybe the camera detected me outside the window. I just said this to myself to feel better. I open the door and yell out, anyone here? I already called the police and they will be here very shortly. I listen for anyone moving around, but I hear nothing. I checked all the room and find nothing. So I head to the basement to at least turn off the light. I walked in the basement and see the cord for the light swinging, but only that light. There's no air movement. I do a really quick search to check for anyone hiding before I turn the light on my phone and pull the cord. The moment it turns off, I heard a loud bang upstairs. I run up the stairs to get out of the basement quickly. The basement stairs are right next to the front door, and I go out the door and start shutting it. I hear the voice come from the basement. I don't like the dark. Please stay. I hop back in my vehicle and turn it on. As I pull down the driveway, I see the basement turn back on. I called my wife and tell her I'm on my way home. She said she got another movement detected message right as I called her.
No, thank you. Mm-mm. I would never. Good thing it's a rental puppy. I would never return again. I would get a rental manager. They're the only people who go there. They're the only. I'm
Exactly.
done.
No thanks, man.
I don't know what I would hate more. Like whether it's that situation or if it was an actual intruder.
I mean, actual intruder, at least you can get rid of it.
But I mean, you don't live there, so I mean, that's not like a huge issue.
I guess. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I feel like maybe if it was just the light kept turning on, I'd probably say the actual intruder is worse. But it whispering to me that it doesn't like the dark and to please stay.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you. I'd rather have an intruder. I wouldn't want that.
That's pretty freaky.
Because either way, it's a rental property. To have the people keep like messaging or even just eventually having someone like maybe get attacked or possessed there, I'd feel terrible. So I feel like I'd rather it be an intruder.
Or they start taking pictures of their Taco Bell and seeing them through the window.
Yeah, true that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, man. Heck nah.
Okay. Get in.
Someone commented, spooky. Well, I definitely call the police to investigate while you're there to determine if there is a corporal live person involved. Otherwise, get a priest to bless the place and do a sage smudging blessing. Next would be certified medium to channel spirit. Good luck.
Yeah, I would definitely go certified medium. Because they'll know how to like stage the place and things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, a priest would probably be the first one before that for me. Just based off Ghost Adventures house calls, they always say just to get a priest after they come by. They always like, get a priest. They always say priest first just to bless it.
that
And
makes sense.
they make it sound like it calms it first before it like anything.
That would make sense.
So,
In horror movies, I just know always like priests make them upset. So maybe that's my own perception of because of horror movies.
yeah, I think that's
But
more
yeah,
like,
if Ghost Adventure says it, I'll
yeah.
follow that.
That and I don't know. I guess because I was gonna say something else, but it's probably wrong. It's gonna be wrong because now I think about it, they've also gone to ones that like they feel really demonic-y, and they also say get a priest. I was about to say, I bet you for the demonic-y ones, you probably want to do medium first, but
Yeah,
never mind. Just kidding. Because I think even for those ones, they've always, I think, always say get a priest. So
that makes sense. I'll follow Zach Baggins. He knows what he's doing. He
yeah, go
messes with enough haunted stuff.
exactly. Him and Aaron know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Another person said, this is soup eerie. I hope it's true. I do feel sad for that spirit that doesn't like the dark, though. Please share more stories if you have them, OP. And OP says, I have a few other stories in this subreddit. So at some point, I'm going to have to find more of theirs and bring them on because they probably have some good ones based off this one already.
Yeah.
Another person, this one gave me chills. I've been reading ghost stories on Reddit for a bit, and this is the one by far. Has any other activity happened in this place? Can you keep renters for long? Which true. Like it kind of does mess with your money to have them in there
Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah, for sure.
But someone did say we have something called froggers in the States. They're squatters that hide in attics and basements of homes. People are actually living in and actively use the home while nobody is there. Now my rational mind wants to say you have a squatter, but couple of questions. Where are the cameras and which camera specifically registered motion? What did the voice sound like? Male, female, old, young? But then asking you to stay, okay, creepy. How long have you owned the property? What do you know about it? How old is the dwelling? So many questions because I'm honestly quite intrigued and spooked. And Opie said, we have three cameras. One in the living room can see basically the whole main floor except for a little bit of the kitchen. One in the basement sees enough of the basement that it would be obvious if someone was hiding down there. And the light that turned on is just barely visible. The last camera is on the front of the house. It can't see the whole driveway. and the front of the house. The camera in the living room detected the motion both times. The bang sounded like it was in the middle of the living room floor. Nothing was there to make the noise. The voice sounded like a younger male. The property has been in my wife's family since the early 1900s. The house was built in 1920, I think. We got the property when my father in law passed away 6 years ago. There is no way to get into the attic without a tall ladder, and it would be obvious if someone had gone up there. The person coming back, okay, yeah, that's a lot of spooky. Have you had any past tenants mention anything odd? I mean, curiosity would get the better of me, and I'd probably have to go out and stay at the place for a while if it were me. I hear a month is perfect to let spirit activity manifest. While I was there, I did look deeper into your in law's history, then also check the land history of the area to just be sure. But I mean, that sounds like something any previous tenant would have noticed. Creepy! And Opie sent back to them. None of our tenants have mentioned anything out of the ordinary. I've always gotten a weird feeling anytime I've been over there by myself. I've had a couple people tell me they've seen or heard stuff, but none of them were tenants. And the person sent back, ooh, what kinds of things did people see? Did anybody else hear the same kind of voice? To validate for yourself what you heard. And they were coming back. The only one that was creepy was about 2 months after my wife inherited the property. She had her brother go over there to grab the titles for her dad's vehicles. As he was walking back to his truck, he heard something say, "Come here," from the garage. He asked his wife about it. She heard it too. The other ones were just people seeing things in reflections and someone hearing a psst or another noise that someone would be make to make you look over. And that's all they've commented. No one else has said anything and they haven't responded to anything else. But heck no.
If it's a father-in-law's, I wonder. Well, it didn't seem like they're like listing anything from childhood. So I was gonna
Yeah.
say, was it a childhood home? Because I want to know if they have child stories, but it didn't seem like it. But creepy. First off, second off, you have all these cameras. Did you catch anything on them?
Sound like no, because they said the sound came from the middle of the living room and they would have caught it on the camera, but there's nothing there.
Bummer.
And they make it sound like they haven't caught anything. It just says there's motion detected. But yet it
Bummer.
hasn't caught anything on any of these. It sounds like, from what I'm picking up.
Bummer. I would love
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah. And it sounds like people don't really see anything anyways because it says it's like it told the brother-in-law whatever to come here and stuff and he looks and it's like kind of at people to look over and people haven't really seen anything. It says people seen things in reflection, so I wonder if you just see it like in like windows and stuff, kind of like how
Is that you?
I think so. Maybe.
Oh, maybe it's my phone. I think it's actually on vibrate. Yeah, it's me. Sorry. Um, scared me.
I feel like something happens to our mics every time you record a spooky one, and I don't know if we keep hitting things and we're freaking ourselves out, or if it really is happening.
I think I'm just more on edge. I'm hearing them.
Yeah,
Um,
but saying that's in reflections makes you think like in the last one, you're only seeing it because there's like a reflective thing there. You know what I mean? So it just feels like that's how you see it. Maybe that's why they're not catching these on camera because nothing to reflect off of really. You're recording, it's not usually reflection technically.
maybe I don't know. To me, it's giving mimic.
Mmm.
So a lot of times, ghost, as I've known and heard stories, they usually. So I've never had a ghost talk to me. I've only seen.
Mm-hmm.
But based on stories, ghosts usually say like the same kind of things. So I don't know. To me, it's giving
Okay.
mimic.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they don't. Well, sometimes they do say the same things, maybe, right? But I don't know. Yeah. I've had one whisper in my ear at night and say hello when we were in that clown motel. But I we weren't there long enough to be like, oh, it
It keeps
continuously doing the
talking, yeah.
same word, or it keeps doing this or that. So I couldn't say definitively one way or the other from our experiences if it ever does anything. Because otherwise, I've never had any of them speak to me.
Neither.
But they got
It's
me
creepy.
curious. So now I got to go check out more of their stories on their page and see what else they got. What other things they've seen, and maybe they do have childhood stories, and they're just not sharing them because it's not his childhood home.
Yeah, I would be asking my wife.
It's the wife's childhood home, and the brother.
Yeah, because I feel like these can't be the only two experiences.
Yeah.
But the suggestion to live there for a month is crazy. Not.
Okay, I get curiosity and like kind of testing things out. I don't know if I would have something said.
Curiosity killed the cat.
If anything told me, please stay. That's too much for me. I'm out. No, thank you. The other one, maybe it didn't seem malevolent yet, and it didn't say anything. It was just looking through the window for the food. I mean, I'd be looking for food too, bro. So I get it. Maybe that one I might like kind of scope and kind of test things out to see.
I might be telling myself there's chapstick on the stairs.
If it's chit-chatting with me about staying or coming over, and they keep trying to get people to come over to it, that feels weird. That feels off.
As I said,
I don't know if it feels malevolent,
speaking word,
but it feels off for sure.
That's what I'm saying. It's like giving mimic.
Yeah.
Mimics are always like, open the door, open the door.
Yeah.
Come over here, come over here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's kind of just what it's giving to me.
I don't think I would test fate. I don't think I would stay there longer than the second that he stayed there.
Yeah.
I'd be outie.
I'm renting this place out and that's about it.
But it also makes you question. It's interesting for the people doing stuff too, because it says none of the tenants have said anything or seem like they've noticed anything. Yeah. What other people have is interesting for me.
I mean, unless it's trying to get people to stay there.
Maybe.
Because it's always like, come here, stay here.
Yeah. And they're already staying and hanging out.
They're already there. Or it's a mimic.
They're us and they're just pretending like they don't hear it.
That too. That too. Or it's a mimic. And it's like, I forgot it's that Haunted on Netflix that we watched. And those girls kept saying they just thought they were forgetting things. Yeah. But really, like, she wasn't talking to her friend. It was a mimic.
Yeah. That's right.
So, like, maybe they're experiencing it and don't know they're experiencing it.
Yeah, they just think they're talking to somebody else that's in the house.
Yeah.
They're not realizing it. You might be right. Huh.
This is what's giving to me.
Good cues, good questions. I'm curious. I'm hoping, looking at their other posts, I'm hoping it'll tell me something.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely have to find some for our next episode next week. I get comfortable today.
Yeah, neither can this guy.
Yeah, I'll get him, bro.
All right, so this one is from the Spoopycjades. And it's posted by Nick's Weed. Disappearing neighbor kidnapped me and my niece. When I was in first grade, I lived with my older brother, his wife, and their one daughter, who was younger than me. She was still on Head Start, which is like daycare. Me and my niece were getting off the bus. We lived in a trailer park at the time, so it was like bus stop. Well, my sister-in-law wasn't there to pick us up, which a parent had to be there in order for us to be let off the bus. It is a big rule. There was this older, probably late 30s, early 40s man who had a son a couple years older than me that also rode the same bus and obviously lived in the same trailer park, that told the bus driver my sister-in-law was running late and said we could get off and stay at his house until she came and got us. Well, for whatever reason, the bus driver listened. I didn't know any better, as I had seen him around the trailer park all the time, and I was in first grade. That's like 6 years old, BTW. So me and my much younger niece went to his house to wait for my sister-in-law. We were at his house for well over an hour. I don't remember a lot as I was very young, but I do remember him and his son having a weird vibe. As soon as we got inside, they both started walking around in just boxers. I remember WWE wrestling being on the TV and me and my niece sitting there in the living room eating cereal. After I don't know how long, as I said, it was well over an hour, my sister-in-law finally shows up, banging on the door, immediately grabs us and starts crying, yelling at the old guy that took us home. I know it doesn't sound super scary or bad, but at that young of an age, it was definitely weird and scary, and I'll never forget it. After that day, we never saw the old guy or his son ever again. And a couple weeks later, at that trailer was gone. Anyway, to the weird old creep and his son that tried to kidnap me and my niece that lived in an old trailer park, let's never meet again.
Yeah, what the heck? She said it's not that scary. Yeah, it is. What do you mean?
It doesn't seem super scary at first because you think you're just like a kid who goes to school with you.
No, I meant like she's saying that probably. I thought she was saying that for the fact of like because nothing like really crazy. She's just watching TV, watching these weird guys wrestle in their boxers, and eating cereal. But like it's weird as hell. Some random guy that lives by you just like took you home. You were
Yeah,
there,
but that's what I'm
and they
saying.
just
At first, it might not
automatically
seem
walk
weird.
in the door and put it, this like go into their boxers is the weirdest
It's
part.
crazy.
Is
With
one of the
two
craziest parts.
little girls.
Yeah, and they start wrestling. That is
They
so
didn't. They didn't
weird.
start wrestling. They were watching wrestling.
I thought this guy and his like son were like his
No, no, no.
son whatever was like just like
No,
like
no, no.
wrestling each other in
He's
front of
watching
him.
WWE wrestling, eating cereal, while them
Oh,
two were eating cereal, watching it.
I
They're
thought they
just
were
walking around in
eating
their
cereal
boxers.
watching them WWE wrestle each other
Oh
in their
no,
boxers. Oh my god, I was like,
that'd be so much worse.
ew.
That'd
Okay,
be so much
yes.
worse.
Okay, it's still really bad, but I guess it's not as bad as I was picturing. I was
Yeah,
picturing these little girls watching these weird guys, this like little boy and his dad wrestle in their boxers, and I was like, what is happening? Got it. They're watching
they're watching
WDVD
WWE.
on TV while eating cereal, and these guys are just sitting there watch with them. This old guy and his son,
Yeah,
just sitting there, just with chilling, watching WWE together, and they're in their boxers. Got it, got it, got it. Creepy, but I guess less creepy than I was expecting, than I was
yeah,
thinking, but still just as bad.
yeah.
Still just as terrible that you just like took these random guest girls home and like, like got in your boxers.
And you don't know them.
You don't know them. It'd be different if like you kind of knew their mom, like your acquaintances.
Yeah.
Still weird, but less weird.
Or if you just walked them home and they had a key, but they didn't. Like they're just
Yeah,
hanging on your house while you're in your boxers walking around.
yeah.
It's weird. And then
Weird.
yeah, and then
Also, that he just knew to go up and just like be like, "Hey, I'm taking them home."
yeah.
That's odd.
Yeah, because he definitely knew they were from his neighborhood and were watching him.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then he's just out the next week.
yeah. He's just gone.
Okay.
Weird.
Weird.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I don't
But
know. I hopefully this son's okay. I don't know who he is.
yeah. Luckily she saw them and figured out they were there
Yeah.
and got them. I mean, after an hour is crazy, but I mean, in that hour, she was probably trying to track them down.
Yeah, trying to figure out where the hell they go.
Yeah, who would have taken them?
I want to know how she found where they were.
She probably called the bus or the school, and it was like, they're never supposed to let them off the bus. I don't know where they could be.
That's true.
And the bus driver was like, well, your neighbor.
You're probably right. You're probably right. You're probably right. Because I was like, how the hell did she find out? Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming call the school and be like, contact the bus driver.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
and this is why they don't let you off without the parent.
Exactly. No one commented on that?
No, no one commented.
All right. Here's a good Let's Not Meet. And it's posted by Angel Blake 17. Be ready, because this one gives me, it's so creepy. I don't like it. But anyways, am I overreacting or is my mailman creepy? This will be a long, so sorry in advance. I, 23 female, live alone in a decently nice apartment in a nice neighborhood for 2 years now. For the most part, the mail gets delivered to the mail. For the most part, the mail gets delivered to the mailboxes at the front entrance of the building. Occasionally, packages are delivered straight to your apartment door, and it's pretty convenient. Well, about a year ago, I was home from work during the day because I took the afternoon off to go to the doctor. The doorbell rang, and I have a Ring camera. I saw it was the mailman, so I answered. I have this whole exchange on my video. He was maybe in his 30s, white, short, like 5'5" ish, very large glasses, really disheveled thin hair. I opened the door, smiled, and said, "Thank you so much," and went to take the package. He stopped and stared at me like something was wrong. I was like, "Oh, sorry, did you need to take a picture of it delivered or something?" And to my surprise, he said, "I know you. I've seen you before. And you can see me on the camera. My face changes. My body demeanor gets uncomfortable and I move behind the door." I said, "I'm sorry, I don't think we've met." I went to shut the door. He raises his voice and takes a step forward and said, "I've seen your name on your mail. I found you on Instagram." My face went white and I froze. I said, "Me?" I was kind of like a deer in headlights. He said, "Yeah, you're the person of interest on my Instagram for me. Your act your account was private, but you're pretty." I said, "Thanks," and slammed the door, locking it quickly. I was happy to know I caught the whole thing on video. I showed it to my then boyfriend, who agreed it was weird. A few days later on Saturday, he's back at my door. He rang the doorbell about 10 times, waiting a few minutes, just staring. I answered him through the doorbell and said, "Hi, you can just leave my mail, thanks." What he said next made me shake. He said, "I actually don't have any mail for you today. I just wanted to say hi. Can I come in for a glass of water?"
No.
I decided to not answer. To be honest, I didn't know what to say. But then, about 2 weeks go by. My then boyfriend stayed the night at my house. My then boyfriend stayed the night and slept in. I left early for work. I get a call around 10:30 from my BF. I won't believe what just happened. To check the camera. I do. The mailman came. He rang the bell a few times and my boyfriend answered the door. The mailman took a step back. My boyfriend stood for a moment and they stared at each other. He realized the mailman didn't have anything in his hands. He said, "Can I help you?" And the mailman said, "Where's the small girl who lives here?" I'm pretty petite. I'm I'm pretty petite. I'm slightly under 5 foot, 100 pounds. My boyfriend was stunned and said, "I live here too. From now on, leave our packages downstairs," and slammed the door. I was really happy he said that because truthfully, he didn't live with me full time. Maybe 2 nights a week. It seemed to work. I didn't see the mailman again. At all, actually. My then boyfriend and I broke up a few months ago. I completely forgot about the mailman until today. I was entering my building where he was exiting at the same time. I was entering. He stared at me and I went to He stared at me. I went to walk by. He turned to walk after me and said, "Hey, I haven't seen that guy in a while who used to live with you. Did he move out?" I panicked and walked faster, grabbing my keys, but I lied and said, "Oh, he's around." And as I entered quickly, I said, "Hey, honey, I'm home," and slammed it fast. I don't know why I lied, but something told me to make it clear I wasn't alone. Am I being dramatic or mean, or is he creepy?
He's creepy. Oh my gosh, that's so scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so freaky because you can get so much information from your mail.
Definitely.
I hope she saved those videos because if he ever starts coming back around again, like I would report him either to the mail or to the cops. And then, like, they can change his route, fire him, something, so he isn't always having access to your building.
Yeah.
That is so freaky.
Yeah. Straight chills every time I read it.
Yeah, and
Oh,
be finding you
gosh.
on Instagram based off your mail
Yeah.
is crazy.
And he's like stalking you, and it's even private. So literally, he's only looking at your main picture, and he's still like kind of stalking you on it.
And just staring at it.
Yeah.
The way he just stands there and stares at you.
Yeah.
And rings your doorbell 10 times and still waits to hope you show up and answer the
Yeah.
door.
Asking to come in for some water.
Yo.
No, thank you. No, you don't need water. You can stay parched. Stop coming from my house, man.
Mm-mm.
Heck no. Yeah.
There's a 7-Eleven down the road.
Dude, for real. Jesus. She does have an update. She actually has 2 updates. We'll start with the first one.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry.
First update, I took everyone's advice. Thank you all so much. I decided to reach out to the super of my apartment and explain the situation and show him the videos. He said he will implement a new policy that male personnel are not permitted to walk around the complex. Simply go to the designated mailroom and leave. I also got a large men's boots, work boots, and put them outside my door. Second update, wow, I wasn't expecting so many people to care about my story. LMAO. Thank you, everyone. I took the advice and everyone telling me this isn't acceptable and decided it was time to call the postmaster. I sent them the video recordings I had and they assured me they will be looking into the matter as well as assigning a new mailman to my route. I also made sure to go down to my local police precinct and file an incident report. They have the videos as well. Thank you for Thank you, everyone. Also, I'm flattered so many people are concerned, but I'm getting a lot of requests to post the videos. Considering I am in them and it shows my apartment, and this is still an ongoing, I prefer not to post them publicly yet. If anyone thinks they have experienced the same thing with him, please DM me. I'll send you the videos privately, just not public forum.
Yeah, okay, so I was surprised that they had like their mailboxes next to their doors in this apartment building.
Well,
But they don't.
she said at the beginning they don't have the boxes, but a lot of times the mailmen will bring their packages up. If
Oh,
a
okay,
package,
okay.
they'll drop them off at their door. She said, which is nice because it's very
That makes
convenient.
more sense.
But she said all the mailboxes are at the front. But they always allowed them to go back to drop off packages.
Okay,
Kind of like
that
mom
makes
and
more
dad's
sense.
apartment does.
Yeah,
Is they do
a lot
they
of
have
times
the
they
little
do.
boxes, but they will drop off your packages
Okay,
sometimes at your door sometimes. And that's how they were.
that makes more sense. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, he's always bringing like he's always having to bring
Yeah.
their mail to your door is crazy. Okay, yeah. Those are all the right people to go to. I'm glad you did,
Exactly.
and I'm glad they changed his route.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah, I kind of hope they do more, just because this seems like this wouldn't just be a her situation. This would be like a
More people.
yeah, find someone in every route kind of situation.
Yes, definitely.
So,
Yeah, I
like,
think he needs to stop delivering mail.
yeah, that's freaky.
Someone commented, you are right to be taking this extremely seriously.
Mhm.
This kind of thing can escalate quickly. I would report him to your local post office because that's super unprofessional and certainly against their basic code of conduct. Send them the ring camera videos when you report him and request that he never deliver mail to your building again, or you will report him to the police for harassment. Also, make sure you have very secure locks on your door. Maybe add an extra chain or deadbolt. You really don't want to take any chances with this. Be aware when entering and exiting your building and avoiding people alone with him at all costs. Bad things can happen in elevators, stairwells, or even hallways, like a man shoving a woman into her own apartment and following after her. Never answer the door if he comes up to it, regardless whether he has mail. As long as he thinks you have a man in the house, he will probably leave you alone, but there's really no guarantee. I've had a stalker before, and sometimes they escalate, and it can get bad, so take care of yourself. Yeah. Some person also commented that I agree. I worked for the post office. Report him. They have federal mail inspectors and might even contact the FBI to investigate him. He's a federal government employee. Report him, OP.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, if you're starting to use information from your mail, that's a federal offense right there.
Yeah. And like, I didn't think that through. That like that'd be interesting if like the FBI did get in, because I feel like there's probably more victims of people like he's like stalking like this.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
what
like
I'm
there's
saying.
no way there's just
There's
one.
no way it's just her.
Because the way he made it sound, he probably looks up everybody's like names and tries to find them.
Yeah.
Females probably, but
Yeah, he
you
takes
never
all
know.
female names and looks them on Instagram
Yeah.
and starts following that
Yeah.
to meet them.
Facts. Another person commented, female mail carrier here. This is absolutely inappropriate of him. Call the local postmaster, call the police, and make a report. If that doesn't work, he keeps it up. Call the Postal Inspection Service. I'm sorry this happened to you. Your feelings are valid. I work with quite a few mail carriers, and all of but one of them are great guys. The other is gross old man who says inappropriate things, but even he wouldn't do what this guy did. And OP coming back, thank you. I'm gonna wait now because I took the ideas everyone listed. If anything else happens, I'll call the cops. But maybe, but I made super aware, gave him the videos, got men's boots to leave outside, and I'm gonna install another lock. So it's good that people are like helping her realize she was like thinking she was overreacting.
I know, and it's so
But
hard.
yeah, and I get it because you're like, maybe he just wants to be nice, but he's doing it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
But you got to just protect yourself.
Yeah, and it's so
Any
hard.
person, man or woman, you always just got to protect yourself.
Always
Because
trust the
people,
gut.
exactly, because people can escalate it quickly. And if this person, even if they would never escalate it at all, you never know. And you always should just take precautions for yourself,
Yeah.
no matter who you are.
That's why I follow Creme Junkie's rule. Be rude.
Exactly. It's the best way to live.
Because, like, if you feel they're
Definitely.
being weird and you don't know what to say, just say what you feel like you want to say.
Exactly.
Did you say there was another update?
Those were the two updates.
Oh.
The first one was her doing to the super and to the male people.
Gotcha.
Or the super was the first one.
Yeah, the landlord and the male person, and then the police was the second one.
Okay, yeah, the second was the police saying getting the work boots.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then in the comments, it sounds like now she's gonna get the lock. So I guess that's technically another update.
Okay. Do a paranormal. I think my childhood imaginary friend wasn't imaginary after all. Oh, and this is posted by Mother Main 5464. When I was around 5 or 6, I had an imaginary friend named Oliver. My parents thought it was just a phase. Kids make up friends all the time, right? But looking back now, I'm starting to think Oliver wasn't imaginary at all. I remember playing with him almost daily. He wasn't like other imaginary friends. I remember playing with him almost daily. He wasn't like other imaginary friends. I didn't control what he said or did. He had his own personality, his own voice, and sometimes he would even get upset if I didn't play right. I'd catch glimpses of him in reflections, just a shadow or a blur, but I always brushed it off as imagination. The creepiest part? One night I woke up, Oliver standing by my closet, just staring at me. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. I just watched him until I finally screamed and my parents came running in. After that, I stopped seeing him, but I never forgot. I recently brought it up to my mom, just out of curiosity, and her face went pale. She said she never wanted to tell me this before, but she used to hear him. She said she never wanted to tell me this before, but she used to hear me talking to someone at night, and sometimes a second voice would answer back. I honestly freaking out. I always assumed it was just a vivid imagination, but now I'm not so sure. Has anyone else experienced something like this? Is it possible Oliver wasn't just in my head?
Oh, heck no, that's crazy. Oh my gosh. As a parent, I think I would be like the mom and kind of ignore it. But I feel like reading things and hearing things, I feel like I would have to try to go find something to like cleanse it, get rid of it, move it out. But at the same time, I'm the type of person too, when I like hear things or things are like that, I just try to ignore it the best I can. And it didn't seem like it was malicious to my daughter yet. It's a,
Yeah, I would 100% like low key be keeping to myself, but keeping an eye on that.
yeah,
And then, yeah, probably bless it behind his back. But I would never tell my kid until, yeah, they're like older like
yeah.
this.
Oh, definitely.
I would always be like, oh, we're imaginary friends.
Haha, so you have such a good imagination. You're so amazing at that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely be checking it out because heck no. Not gonna acknowledge it to my kid and my kid's gonna
Until
be
my kid
fresh.
comes up to me like, I meant it, Torres. Then
Yeah,
I'm done.
goes, "Ah."
Exactly. I'm done here.
Then I'm out. Then
That's when we have an issue.
Then we're gonna talk about it and we're gonna figure this out.
Top comment. This is something I rarely told anyone, but when I was a child, I used to see a lot of stuff. But I knew for sure to not interact because in my culture they are called jinn or demons, and you should never acknowledge them, even if they call your name. And I know for sure it was real because one time me and my friend were, while playing, we saw the same thing together. Since then, I knew everything I've been seeing before wasn't an imagination either. My house has always been known to be haunted. The neighbors told my grandparents when they moved to it, but my family never believed in such stuff. Seen all the time. Oh my god.
Yeah, nonstop.
Even it's calling your name. So thanks for calling your name.
Yeah, I know. That's what I took from that too. I was like, you're telling me things to be calling your name. I think I don't know how they can ignore it that much. Like
I couldn't. I'd
after
be
like
like,
the second time that one's calling my name, I feel like I would answer.
yeah, I'd be
and
like
be
sitting like this.
what? Why are you talking to me? Me?
Ah.
No. But that is good advice to ignore it and not acknowledge it.
Yeah, for sure.
But as a kid, strong will, because I don't think I can ignore and acknowledge it. And like this girl, I think I would think it was an imaginary friend. I'd be hanging out,
Yeah.
be straight vibing.
Someone replied to that person's thing. Had the same thing happen to me once. I had seen things for a while at this point. A friend of mine and I were outside in the alley when a voice called my name at the end of the street. We both heard it. A shadow person stepped out from nowhere, stood under the street light, beckoned to us, calling again. We stood there in shock and disbelief. It slowly lurched into the darkness. This was 6th or 7th grade.
No. No, thank you. No, thanks. Bye. Get out of the light. Run, run, run.
Another top comment. Geez, my daughter had this. Another top comment. Geez, my daughter had this with my no longer alive granddad. Even had arguments with him by name when she was 2 years old. Even used his nickname that I called him because I couldn't say his name properly. Up to the age of 6, she regularly used to chat to him. And now she doesn't mention it, but he still tries to contact us in different ways. I can't tell if it's cute or creepy.
Creepy. I feel like it's cute when they do it a little bit, like once or twice, like we had in the past of like, oh, they played this song for you from their anniversary of their death randomly off your Alexa. This is too much. They're always around is creepy.
Yeah.
sorry to all of our family members, but please move on. If any of our people, our family pass away and they're around, please leave. Don't want it. I don't want it. You could give me a little signal here and there.
Yeah.
Please leave. I don't want it. I don't need it. Don't. No. Doesn't feel like great vibes.
No, not vibes at all.
All right, this is going to be the last story today. It's going to be from Unexplained Phenomena 7. And it's posted by a girl named Jill. Selfie on iPhone after death. Hi, internet neighbors. My best friend's dad passed away on May 10th, 2025. Just a little over a week ago. I've been trying to visit her somewhat regularly because she doesn't have many friends that show up for her when she's feeling low. She's been in my life since 1998 and I love her like we're sisters. I went to her house yesterday to just be with her. She told me she found her dad's iPhone and that it had 2 pictures taken of her dad after he had died. I jokingly looked at her daughter with squinted eyes and asked if she took the pictures of Papa after he died. She said, no, of course not. But Mom confirmed because no one was in the house. The story I either gather is that no one was in the house and then they came home to find his body empty of its essence. The freak thing about this is that one of the 2 selfies has the shadow of the phone and a hand holding the phone. So chilling, I was wondering if anyone else has experienced this and how does one think it could plausibly happen? Thanks for listening to my story. I look forward to hearing other opinions.
Was it like right after his death that maybe like the timing's a little off? Or is it like a good length after his death?
I don't know. Trying to see if he commented.
That gives me chills, but I have questions.
Someone commented something and it's been deleted. But it sounds like he must have like chemo or something. He says, to my knowledge, yes. He denied chemo after it wasn't successful. In just a couple of months, his body gave out. So I don't know if maybe he knew it was coming and maybe the time he gets off, like you're saying. I don't know. Let's see. Someone did say, I really wish I can see the photos, not for him, but of any oddities. And OP said, I totally understand. I think it'd be weird, like, hey, can you send me those 2 pictures of your dad? I mean, someone had to turn on the ceiling fan light, unlock his phone, find the camera, snap a picture, and then snap a second picture with the shadow of the phone, hand in frame. It is so, I can't wrap my mind around why someone would take those photos on his own. There was thought. I can't even supernaturally justify the picture. It's definitely, sorry. It's definitely macabre. If someone just came into the house, turned on the light, took 2 pictures, and left unnoticed, I literally can't stop thinking about this circumstance. And the person said, that's wild. The really messed up part is, you guys may never even figure it out. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I'm assuming by that comment, like the lights were off when he was found, but on when he took the photos.
I'm guessing that's what I'm picking up from that comment. It's feeling that way.
And it like maybe it couldn't have been the flash.
Yeah. OP doesn't really answer to any other ones except for one other one, but it was just another person asking about the photo. But
yeah, that's really weird.
yeah, someone commented though. Simple answer: he resurrected, took the photo, then died. I mean, that's one.
That's the theory. Yeah, that's weird.
This person which could be kind of what you're kind of saying, is this person commented, sounds like he could have felt something off, like a stroke or something of the sort, grabbed his phone with the thumb on the bottom left, swiped, which brought up the camera, and he accidentally took the photos while in panic while he was dying.
Mm-hmm.
And someone said, this is very probable. I'm sorry for your loss, Opie. And someone else said, this is the most reasonable explanation. Which, along with their thing of like, he was getting chemo and then like his body eventually gave up and that's how he probably died, wouldn't seem wrong for their assumption on that. Just for the fact that I feel like he probably kind of felt his body going down and deteriorating.
Mm-hmm.
And he probably knew. Some people do say that when they get near, they can already tell. Like, some people do tell people, like, hey, I'm going to die, like, probably in the next couple hours.
Yeah.
Some people can tell. So he could have, and he probably was panicking, maybe. And then they're just, maybe the timing's off on his death and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and that is like an iPhone thing. I know you can do the volume button as a take a photo.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would take that as the explanation, but I don't know. So,
I guess someone thinks it might be foul play. 'Cause someone said, yeah, I think you should show the police. I don't think ghosts leave shadows. Pretty sure someone was there. This is wild.
mm-hmm. That would be crazy.
That would be nuts.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be crazier if it was foul play.
That would be
Like,
crazy if it was
I
foul
feel like
play.
it's creepier to be foul play than it is that one his ghost did it to like try to give you another picture from before.
But if it's foul play, like, are they saying the person who may have done something took the photo? Or like it's still like he was doing something on his phone when something happened and he took photos.
Or he was being attacked maybe and he was trying to take a photo
Yeah,
of
and
a
he
person and took a picture of
him.
himself. I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to say with that.
Yeah, maybe go to the cops with that one
Creepy theory.
just to see.
I think it's worse than like a weird ghost or him having to do it before
Yeah.
he died is because he felt something was off and happened to take pictures of himself.
Yeah.
All those are less creepy than an intruder coming in, killing him, and you're never knowing.
Yeah, because that would be
Yours.
super morbid.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe take it to the cops. Just cancel out the
Theory?
theory. Yeah,
Yeah.
you might as well. What do you have to lose?
Yeah. Nothing. They're dead.
Yeah, that's a crazy
then
one.
again, I guess they seem like they don't want to like say much to the friend about it just because
Yeah.
their
First it was kind of
chest
eerie,
out.
but yeah, that got creepy fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's
what
a
it
fun
is.
one to end on.
Yeah, that went from 0 to 100. Wow, what are your takeaways?
My takeaways are, man, I don't know, we had some good stories. My takeaways kind of probably don't trust everything from what it seems.
Mm-hmm.
As in, like the first one, it don't take it as what it seems. It could be a weird chapstick on the stairs. Fingers crossed for you.
Yeah.
Don't take it what it seems like a person's looking through. For the guy with the rental, don't take it as it seems. Don't take it as an intruder. It's probably a ghost. Just don't go back. Stuff like that. The imaginary ghost, don't take it when it seems. It's not an imaginary ghost. It's not an imaginary friend. It's a ghost. Probably don't talk to it. Be the other kid. Strong
Yeah.
willed. Ignore them. Don't acknowledge. Don't look at it. Don't talk to it. Don't breathe on it. Yeah, I feel like that's my main
That
takeaway.
old guy is not what he seems. That bus driver should have never let you go with him.
Yeah, the old guy's not what he seems. The weird mailman's not what he seems. He's not a friendly old mailman.
Mm-hmm.
No. Get him out of there. Yeah. These people
And
are
that is not an imaginary friend.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And for this last one, it might not be what it seems. He might have been murdered. You might not know.
That'd be freaky.
Yeah. Weird. And do you have any other takeaways, or do you have a similar takeaway? Or similar?
No, to be honest, I always ask you because I never have takeaways for the paranormal except for my normal life of I just don't mess with the stuff. I try
Ignore,
to
ignore,
ignore. It's not real if you don't look at it.
That's what Luffy says too. He covers his eyes with his
Uh-huh,
hands.
he does.
He said, close them up.
He doesn't like any kind of sound at night.
Yeah. I get it, man. I get it. Keep it locked away. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. Let us know if there's anything that you have had happen and it's not what it seemed. So comment below, like, and subscribe. Thank you for joining us today. Bye.